Hi there, happy Sunday. Let me know if you can hear me clearly or can you catch my voice here? Happy Sunday, good afternoon guys. Hi Coco Apple. Hi Olivia. Thank you for joining guys. Thank you for the confirmation. Right, I will wait for a bit to start my introduction. Okay. Right, just 2 more minutes. How are you guys? Hope you're all good. Hi Sanjit. Okay, I can't wait as well. Looking forward for this session. This is all we're gonna do. Okay, for your information, the camera is actually, I wouldn't say it's mirror, it's like not a mirror effect. So when I say right, this is my right hand, you just go right side. It's okay. All right, I can see you. Okay. I am from Kuala Lumpur, Cheras to be exact, but CrossFit Lah is actually in Bangsa, KL. Hi, Sam. Okay, we wait for another minute. Coco, what about you? Where are you from? Right, let me know if you can't hear me. Always can comment, but after this, I will, if I'm standing a little bit far away from the laptop, I won't be able to see the comments. So, yep. Hope you having a great weekend so far. Like, I forgot, I lost count how many MCO weekend is this. Like, I usually work on weekends, so not much of a difference. Ah, Cheras! Yay for Cheras! Okay. Cheers for Cheras. Okay, right. So a brief introduction. My name is Josephine C. I am representing CrossFit Lah, as you can see. So CrossFit Lah is a CrossFit gym located in Bangsa, KL. We are just right above the Lim Taya along the Jalan Maru. Okay, you probably see the Lim Taya logo bigger than CrossFit Lah, but it's okay. Everyone know we are above them, like no pun intended. Okay, so what we are going to do today is mobility exercises. So very quick introduction about mobility. Mobility is not just about flexibility. So we are working on a joints range of motion, but flexibility has only a little bit to do with it, right? So basically, I will go through breathing technique on how to use breathing to improve our core stability, right? Core stability is required even when you're not lifting, like when you're standing, sitting, whatever position you're at, maybe not lying down, you still need the core stability. So the main thing about core stability is it can protect your spine. Okay, so you only have one spine, very precious spine. So after breathing, I will go through with you very detailed control articular rotation. So it is actually it's short terms for cars, so like driving cars. So the main reason we do cars is for joint maintenance. So for example, that's because our joint is reborn to have a good range of motion, unless genetically some deformation on the joint. But otherwise, healthy people, we born with good joint range of motion. But over the years, because we never use them, we are not being able to do lunges, not being able to lift overhead with our straight arms, for example, things like that. Okay, so doing CrossFit can also assess your joints capacity. Not really capacity, but more like workspace. So we want to see how much space our joints has. Okay, so yeah, that is two main reasons today. You can do for a lot of things, but we're just gonna look into these two things today. So thank you so much for Berani Bersama for having me. So go check them out. I'm sure you're already following the page. And then Berani Bersama is actually an online fundraiser for MERCY Malaysia COVID-19 pandemic fund. So donations are made through Launch Good. So you can go to the website launchgood.com/Berani Bersama MY, and then you can make your contribution there. So thank you so much for your contribution and your time today. So without further ado, let me check. Hi, Puvan. Yes, Coco, come and visit. Okay. Right. Hi, Ari. Okay, cool. So without further ado, let's start with our breathing exercise first. So I'm not sure about how you guys are breathing, or do you actually pay attention to your breathing? So I will be in laying down position. So if you can't hear me, just comment below, and then I will try to check in between each exercise. Okay. So this is my yoga mat. We will start off in a laying down position, but please don't fall asleep, okay? But I won't know either. So let's start off with laying down position, and then we're gonna put one hand on the chest and then one hand on the belly. So we're gonna breathe only through the nose and keep your mouth shut, like keep your mouth closed. So what we're gonna do is just breathe as per normal through your nose only, and then when you breathe in, you will feel the expansion on the belly, and then when you breathe out, your belly kind of like deflate. So we will go through this for 1 minute, only breathing through your nose and not chest, definitely not your traps, and nothing like upper body. So go through this. We will do this like 5 times. So I will be talking, obviously. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Everything is through the belly. Inhale, exhale. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale. All right. So if you find that you are breathing through your chest today, it's okay. It takes practice to just breathe through the belly. So we also call this a diaphragm breathing, where it's part of the core muscle is underneath our lung. We basically want to move that muscle when we breathe. Therefore, we want to breathe through our belly, because that's the easiest indicator. I can't be telling you, okay, breathe like below your rib cage, like below your lungs. We don't really cannot see from outside. So belly is one of the good indicator. So next up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna inhale through our nose again. So the entire process, you can just breathe through your nose. Take it as a practice for the next, I'll say next 15 minutes. Okay, to reduce that, you don't want to breathe. Okay, you notice I'm also breathing through my mouth when I do that. So if we are in a panic state, like we call it fight or flight state, and we very often, if you receive a bad news, we just like okay, then we like our breathing will just go out of the hand, and then we will sort of shorten our breathing when we end up breathing like this. So you notice my logo actually coming up and down, right? Like, and I'm using a lot of trap muscle and the chest muscle to do the breathing. But if you're able to breathe just using the diaphragm, actually diaphragm move this way, right? And then it will help to stabilize the core. And it's actually really, really good for your lifting. So coming up next, what we will do is we will breathe through the same way. When you finish exhaling, you're gonna hold for a bit, and then I want you to fill up the air. I mean, you fill up the entire section here. Then you relax and then go again. So it's something that I can't really show you, but maybe you can notice my hand. There's a small movement when I actually pressurize the entire core part. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to be in this position again. You can put your legs straight. You can bend your knee. It's okay. If you don't feel comfortable, I would say go for like create. You want to have a good, I would say neutral arch. You don't want to flatten your back entirely because this is not very natural. So again, putting the hand together on the belly, we inhale, exhale. When I finish, exhale. I'm gonna pause a bit and then I'm gonna fill up the air and relax and inhale, exhale. Then finish exhaling. It's actually really hard to talk. And then I'm going to put the pressure in. And then relax. Inhale. Exhale. And pressurize everything. You can feel the expansion from the side, at the back, in front, at the bottom. And then relax. We do one last time. Exhale. End of exhalation, you hold, and then pressurize everything. And relax. Okay, back to your normal breathing. So it takes a lot of practice in mobility class with CrossFit Lah. I actually go through section by section, teaching them how to actually pressurize different part of the muscle. So I actually separated them. But then we leave this maybe some other time, or maybe if you join CrossFit Lah classes, you will get to see me there. Okay, so without further ado, let's start off with cars. We're gonna start off from top to toe, literally. So we're gonna start off with the neck first. You can be in the standing position, you can be in the sitting position. For your viewing pleasure, I will just be in a sitting position, and then so that you can hear me clearly and then I'm not too far away. So let's do this together. I'm going to flex my neck and then look in front and then look down again and look up. So what I'm doing is I'm just flexing my neck down without moving the spine, and then look up. We're going to do one more time. Look down and up. So as you're looking down, you're actually feeling the stretch here. You shouldn't feel any closing angle pain. Okay, forgot to mention about this. So when we're doing cars, there's something that you want to be mindful of, which is what we call a sensation. We wouldn't call it a pain, but sensation. So if you are, let's say, flexing this way, this is an opening angle and this is a closing angle. So if I'm looking up, this is an opening angle, at the back of the neck is a closing angle. So we shouldn't feel pain or sensation at the closing angle. If let's say you come to a point when you move later on, your closing angle, you're feeling a little bit of discomfort, you just reduce the range. So if let's say I flex until here, I feel like that's a knot or something. Over here, it's like, oh, not very comfortable. I just reduce the angle by opening up a little bit and then go around it. So we don't want to push through the pin. That is not how we actually train our joints. Okay, so this is something to do with the neurological to the body. Okay, so go back to the neck. So I'm going to now look up, extend here, and then look to the front, look up, front. Again, I'm feeling the stretch in front here. And okay, now we're gonna look at the right, which is the left, and back to the center. Look at the left, back to the center. 2 more times. Alright. If you can get your chin towards the shoulder, that'll be great. Forward and sideways and forward. Now we're gonna back sideways. Bring your ear closer to the shoulder and then back to center. Ears to the shoulder. Back to the center. 2 more. Back to the center, and next one. One last one. And then, okay. So you notice my shoulder didn't move. I do not do this. All right. So are you. So if let's say you, in cars, we actually working individual joint. So at a time. So if you realize that, oh, when I am moving, let's say my shoulder, but my spine is also moving, swinging around, that means you're compensating. So remember, joint training, which is mobility training, basically joint training, is what I want to say. Okay, if one joint is working harder than the other joint, then that working hard joint is going to get stronger and stronger, and then the other joint is going to get weaker and weaker. So we call them a compensation. So we do not want other joint to assist me in doing this motion. That's why when we do neck, if you notice that your shoulder coming up, that means it's like a form of compensation. So we want to actually reduce that. Okay, and then now we're going to do curls for neck. So we're going to look down, chin down. Peg your shoulder down, keep your core like engaged, like earlier, just pressurize them for breathing. And then we chin over to your left hand side. And then bring your right ear, so your left ear over the left back pocket. And now we look up. Right ear over the right back pocket. And then check out your right side. And chin down. This is halfway. Bring your chin over the right shoulder. And then look up. Rotate ears at the back pocket. And then chin down. This is one. We're going to do 2 more. So chin down again. Go over. The ears go to the back. Now you look up. Ears at the back pocket, and then chin down, rotate forward, and then now we go sideways, we turn, chin up, and then come back to the center. One last one, go to your left side, ears to the back pocket, look up, ears go back to the back pocket again, chin down, and one last one. We're going home. Look up. Again, shoulder back down and down. Okay. Cool. So when I work in front of computer in a long time, like especially during the MCO, I always get very stiff neck, and then I will just do like 3 each side, maybe 3 times a day. Usually I will do it sitting or just do it standing, which is good enough. In the entire process, you want to continue breathing. You definitely do not want to hold your breath and do that. Okay, So now we're gonna work on our scapula. So scapula joint is an individual joint and then it's not part of the spine. So basically it's the two joints at the back. If you roll your hand at the back, this is the joint that we're talking about right now. So I have to do this in a standing position. So I adjust the camera a little bit. There's no new comment. Hi Omar, hi Grace. Hopefully you guys still here. Okay, so in a standing position, we're gonna do a scapula. So I'm gonna face this way, prettier arm. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep the arm really close to the body and then keep them straight. Okay, imagine someone pulling your hands down to the ground. So now we're gonna elevate the shoulder blade, only the shoulder blade, and then we're gonna move forward, protract your shoulder blade, and then we're gonna go depress them, and then we're gonna retract them. Like squeeze your shoulder blade together. Now we're gonna elevate them again, and then we're gonna roll forward, protract them. Sorry, not roll forward, that's the shoulder movement. Depress them, pull down, squeeze them, up, protract, depress, and retract. And we'll do one more time, elevate, protraction, and depression, and retraction. Now we're gonna do opposite side. We're gonna depress first, and we're gonna go forward, and then elevate them, and retract them. Okay, you can't see. So you're gonna go forward, and then down, squeeze them, and then elevate them. Okay, very small motion here. Your hands still at the side of the body. Forward, down, retract, elevate. One more time. Forward, down, retract, and elevate. Okay, relax. So next up, okay, we are going to do I actually mix up a little bit. So we do elevate and protract already. Sorry, elevate and then depress already. Now I forgot to do forward and backward. I did the circle straight before this. But it's okay. Let's move on. There's a lot of drill that we can do for scapula. And now we're gonna move on to shoulder. So shoulder, we definitely gonna do standing position. There are many ways to do this. You can get onto tabletop position, but we start off in a standing position. So I want you to pay attention to where your hip position is. When we're doing them, the belly button and the chest, we're not supposed to turn around. Okay, so we're moving forward. You just work on, this is my right side, maybe your left side. So keeping everything else very tight, and then straighten your arm, pressurize everything, keep breathing. You're gonna cross the midline. This is the midline. Cross the midline, straight arm. Bring your bicep to your chin. Now bring your bicep to next to your ears. Again, if this closing angle you're feeling pain, you can always bring it a little bit further away. And then bring your bicep outside by turning your shoulder. See, my palm is pointing behind. I'm not moving my spine. And then end up, my palm is facing outward. And then thumbs up towards the back. And then start rotating. Only the shoulder joint is moving. And then now bring your bicep to your ears, over the chin, cross the midline, and then back to the center. Entire time my arms are straight. Okay, just lock them because we're only moving one joint and not the rest of the joint. So cross midsection, and then bring the bicep towards your ears, and then start rotating. Draw a super big circle, the bigger circle that you can draw, and then pinky in front. So thumbs up towards the back, and then start rotating again. Low elevating on the shoulder, cross midline, and back to the center. We do one more time. Up and then cross, rotate, and back to the front, rotate, outward, bring bicep to your chin, cross it, and then down. Okay, so let's move on to the next arm. Okay, so everything is tight, squeeze the bum, keep it pressurized, and then keep your shoulder down away from the ear. We're gonna start now, crossing the midline again. Bring your bicep to the chin, bicep to the ears, and then rotate. Maybe you can see my hand, not just my wrist, but my elbow and my bicep away. And then draw a circle in. Pinkies in front now, palm facing away. Point out, then rotate. Bring back to the ear, bicep across the chin, cross the midline, and down. You can notice that the logo doesn't change, the CrossFit Lah logo doesn't go sideways. It's because my spine isn't moving. Okay, so cross midline again, here, and then rotate, down, thumbs up to the back, rotate, yeah, and then cross midline and down. Okay, let's do one more here. I lost count whether we have done twice or thrice. Back, back, back. Return. Rotate the shoulder and then bring it forward, cross, and here. I don't know about you, but I'm actually sweating. Okay, now we're almost done for this part. Let's move on to our elbow and the wrist. So I'll be standing a little bit closer to the camera. Cool. Okay, so you guys still with me? Now we are going to put the hand very close to the body. Basically, your bicep, your arm, this is tricep. So basically, you want to keep your arm closer to the rib cage, and then palm facing forward. We're gonna raise up all the way until here, and then we're gonna start turning without pushing the elbow away. We're gonna start turning, having palm in front. Okay, and then we're gonna press down all the way down, and then we're gonna lift up this way. You see my arms are just squeezing my ribcage right now, and then turn around and then down. Okay, we're gonna do this 2 more times. Come up, turn. Not just the wrist, turning the forearm as well. Keep your fingers straight, down, up, and then turning around, return. Okay, one last one. Whew. So make sure you're breathing the entire time. And then now palm pointing outward. If you can only point this much, you're normal. Okay, don't worry about it. And then press down and lift up, turn and down. Okay, right. Next up, we're gonna work on the wrist. So again, arms very close to your body. Try not to get your elbow away from the body and no elevating on the shoulder. Okay, so palm facing front. Now we're gonna stay in this position. 90-degree here. Imagine I want to put a phone, right? So this is my the marker, the eraser. I don't know what it's called, I can't think now. Imagine I'm putting something on my forearm here, and the entire time I don't want to drop my forearm in this degree. So yeah, that depends on your imagination. So I will imagine I'm putting my phone here. Right, so what we're gonna do is arms together, then drive your pinky together, drive it in this way, okay? And then go down, and then finger pointing down. Then now we're gonna move outward, pinky away from each other. Then we're gonna drive the finger up. So if you see from a side way, right? Ideally, you do not want to bend the knuckle. So you only want to work on the forearm. And now we drive in again. Is your phone still there or drop already? Okay, outward, up. This is the best part because it's so hard. And then in. Okay, so now back to the center. We're gonna get our finger to point down, not bending the knuckle yet. And then up, we're only moving the wrist, now nowhere else. And down, up, down. One last one, up, and relax. Okay, if you're feeling the forearm, great, you're doing the work. So wrist mobility is very important when you do many sports. Just let me take a quick break by explaining. If let's say you want to do gymnastics, you want to do handstand, you want to spend a lot of time on your hand doing planks, push-up, you better have this angle, you better have this angle here now, not on the floor. Because if you only have this angle and then you want to train handstand, you're going to put a lot of pressure in this joint, putting your whole body weight in this small joint. So wrist mobility is very important. Okay. Next one, we're going to work on our spine. This is the exciting part. I hope you have a chair or you can change your station to a wall. I'm gonna use a prop here. So basically, we're gonna cut our body to half. This is the upper half. This is the lower half. So when we work on the spine, now I want to work on the lower part from here to here. Okay. So I'm gonna need a chair. Okay. Now, you're going to be in a laying down position. So, okay, hold on. Okay, the reason I put it on the mat because it doesn't move, and then if I put it on the towel, it moves. Right? So, you can do this on the wall. Get into 90-90 position. So, your sacrum, your tailbone, your lowest part of the spine, you should be touching the ground right now. So what you will do is, you will be tilting the pelvic, like there's a belt buckle here, you want to tilt until you can see what's on your belt buckle, okay? So we're going to tilt it up. When the moment you tilt it up, your butt is slightly off the ground. So your hand can be on the ground, pushing it. Your feet can push the wall or push the chair. Make sure the chair doesn't move. And then we're going to lift up. I'm going to show you. I put my hand here so that you can see the angle. Okay, so tailbone up, right, curl in. And then you want to feel one by one vertebrae off the ground until the mid back. And that's it. And then you're going to come down part by part, one vertebrae by one vertebrae until the last part touch. Okay, let's do two more. So we're going to push the wall, buckle up, tailbone up, curl in, curl, vertebrae by vertebrae here, off the ground until the mid back, And then vertebrae by vertebrae coming down and back down. One last one, pull up. Make sure you keep breathing. The more you do this, the more you're able to feel it. And then vertebrae by vertebrae, you want to come down like part by part instead of just one shot. Okay, so we have worked on the lower spine. Now we want to work on the upper half. So upper half, now we can practice the neck as well. So you'll be in a laying down position. Okay, keep your legs straight. You can bend your knee. You can keep your legs straight. I'll just bend my knee. Right, have some angle in the camera. Looks better. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have chin down. So you're gonna lift up your neck, chin down, and then you're gonna open up your shoulder, and then vertebrae by vertebrae, you're gonna be off the ground. And then again, coming down vertebrae by vertebrae until your neck is on the floor. Okay? So chin down, flex, part by part. I'm using the floor as a sensor. When I touch the floor, I know where am I touching the floor. The last one is neck. Okay, one last bit. So again, to reduce the compensation, you don't want the shoulder blade to move. So there's no protraction here. So protraction is the biggest compensation when we work on the thoracic spine. So chin down. Now we're gonna move thoracic spine away from the floor. I'm actually vibrating here. Don't know if you can hear it. And then mid back, slowly, slowly. Last one is my neck. Okay, if you find it's very difficult to do it, if you can access to something like a suspension trainer or even a towel, you can tie it on the doorknob. And then you can get a partner to assist you by putting a hand here. Get your partner to roll you up, but your partner is not doing 100% of the work. You're actually doing 80% of the work. Your partner just assists you so that you're able to feel like you're able to do this movement. Okay? Right. It's fun, isn't it? Do you feel a slight burn on your abdominal? So now we have worked upper part and lower part. Okay. Right. Now we're gonna do in rotation. So you can do rotation in a sitting position. I think it's actually harder. You can also do standing. I will show both types. So in a sitting position, we basically do not allow the hip to move, right? So we stop the compensation from moving the hip. So you can put your hand here on your shoulder. So you just, without flexing and extending, we are actually rotating. And then back to the center, rotate, and back to the center. So you notice that you sit still here. I'm actually sitting quite outside the chair. I'm not sitting all the way back here and relaxed. We actually don't want to move the hip. Right? So rotate again towards your left. And then towards your right. So what is your feet doing? You want your feet to plant onto the ground. You don't want your feet to be, oh, okay. Right, so you plant it to the ground. Keep everything pressurized and then move back to the center and move. Maybe you notice that, oh, I'm able to move and then look back a little bit more compared to your first rep. Okay, now we're going to do it in standing position. Right. Okay. In standing position, we're going to hold the same part. Right. Then we're gonna turn. Now this is a little bit harder. We need to stop before our hip wants to move. It's rotating. Our spine is actually really mobile. So maybe you don't realize, but you will realize sooner or later. Yeah, super strong, super mobile if you have the ability to control the joint. Now we have work on flexion, and then we work on extend. Not really on extension. We have work on flexion on the lower part, lumbar spine, and then we have work on the rotation. Now we're gonna put everything together. Okay. So I'm gonna show you sideways, so it's easier for you to see. You can put your hand here. Now we're gonna have chin down, and then make your shoulder down all the time. Okay. And then now we're gonna flex the thoracic spine. Flex, flex, flex. Again, I'm not leaning forward until I hinge my hip. This is a hip movement, so we don't want that. So flex, 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 flex until your maximum. Then I'm gonna rotate to your side first, and then I'm gonna extend, and then I'm gonna turn to the other side, rotate to the other side, and I'm gonna flex again, and then back to the center. It's just halfway. Now I'm gonna return, rotate, and then extend, rotate again. I'm gonna start flexing, and then I'm gonna end up at where I start. So a few pointers here. Your hip doesn't move, so you didn't see me moving forward or backward. So your hip gonna be very, very stable, but you can do that by squeezing the butt cheek together. This is a cue that I always use. Just squeeze them together very tight, so that you notice that when you squeeze them together, it's harder to move them. But then if you actually relax, you basically feel like you swing aside. Okay. Another thing is that when we're doing this, we often raise up the shoulder. So you want your shoulder to away from the ear. Okay. Now let's do that 2 more times. I'm gonna face you this time. So chin down all the time. Flex your spine. Flex as much as you can. Then towards your right side, rotate towards the right side. Then you start bringing the shoulder to the back pocket. And then extend your spine. And then rotate to the opposite side, towards the left. And then flex. And then forward. Then sideways. Extend. Again, pack your shoulder down. I sometimes do that as well. Rotate to the opposite side. Flex, extend. And then to the center and recover. One more time here. Flexing. Rotating. And then rotate backwards. You shouldn't be bending your lower back. You're just extending them. Rotate. Flexing sideways and down. So if you do this and then you feel lower back like got a little bit sensation, that means you are actually bending this way. It's really hard to talk. So you don't want to do back bend. Back bend is a very popular yoga word. So you actually want to extend the spine instead of just bending them, right? Out. Okay. So we have done with our thoracic spine. Now we're gonna do a hip circle first. So we're gonna start working on the hip. You notice we're going lower and lower and lower. Yep. So let's do hip circle. You can put your hand here. You can put your hand aside. It's okay. And then draw the biggest circle as you can. One more. Okay, now opposite direction, just 3 each side. Do it very slowly. and make sure you are breathing. Okay, good. Now, if you have a PVC pipe, use it. I left my PVC pipe somewhere. So I'm gonna do with standing position. So you just need to focus from this part down. Okay, here. Now I need to stand closer to you so that you know what's happening because my background and the pants are same color. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're gonna keep everything very tight. I'm gonna start working on my right leg, which is the left. Lift up my right arm, which is the left arm. We're gonna stand. We're gonna like rotate your hip inward. Sorry, external rotate them, and then I'm gonna raise them up. Raise up the ankle by bringing the knee high, and then I'm going to turn my hip towards the front. Then I'm going to abduct it, bring it aside, right? And then I'm going to internal rotate by bringing my heels up, bring my knees to the back, and draw a big circle using my knee, donkey kick now, and then knees together. I will show you the other direction later on. So donkey kick again, and then rotate back to the side way. Woo! And then drive your knee as high as you can. Bring back to the center. And then now external rotate it. And then come down slowly. So entire time, when you're doing the high knee onwards, you want to imagine you have a ball, clipping a ball here. Okay, so you do not want to straighten your knee at any point of time unless you are standing. Okay, so we're gonna do this leg 2 more times. I'm gonna show you side way. So everything is tight. Raise up, external rotate the hip, and then bring your knee high, your ankle high, and then rotate back to center, and then knees away. Now heels up, knees down. And then donkey kick and knees together. Donkey kick again. Now started to rotate. Bring your knee high. And then external rotate it and down. It's burning. Yeah. Okay, one more time here. So external rotate it. And then bring your ankle and your knee high. Come back to the center. Adduction. And then whoop, knees down, heels up. Big circle. And then push the knee back. Circle it back. Control, external rotation. Whoo, and down. Oh my god. Every time I do this, I'll sweat a lot because it's like a workout for me. I see if anyone have any comment. If you have any question, feel free to ask. I'm gonna start working on the other leg now. So before I move on, I want to talk about compensation. So compensation for standing hip cross is very easy to have compensation. Okay, sorry, this is my face. One of the main compensation is the arching of the back and then swing to the side. Right? Sometimes we will just what else? Yeah, this is the main 2 things. You'll be arching your back too much when you're at the back, and then you will be leaning, and then you'll be like turning around. You'll be like moving this way, but you see, if you move this way, right, you're not really moving that joint. You're moving your spine. Okay, so we only want to move the hip capsule. Okay, now we're gonna work on the right side. Your right, my left. Okay, now this. Okay, so get your leg external rotate, and then bring it to the front, and then abduction, and then knees down, internal rotate your hip, heels up, and knees back. Donkey kick it. and then forward. And donkey kick again. And squeeze, then bring the knee high, rotate, and then external rotate it, and then down. Okay, one more time. External rotate, abduction, and then internal rotate. This is where you want to shift your weight, but don't let it happen. Donkey kick, and then knees together, push back, and then start rotate it sideways, bring it as high as you can, external rotate, and down slowly. Okay, one more time. Great. External rotate, drive your knee up, and then internal rotate. Go abduction first. Internal rotate, get your knees down, heels up, draw circles, and then knees together. Push your knee back, draw a big circle back, and then external rotate it, and down. Okay, right. We're gonna work on the knees, then we're gonna work on ankle, then we're gonna work on the toes. Okay, hopefully we have time. Now, with the knee, I'm gonna face you. I'm gonna face, my back's gonna face you, so you just see where my knee position is. You can see me. Okay, I think this is better. Okay, I just stand here. Right, so standing on one leg, if you need support, go ahead and get onto a wall, PVC pipe, whatever you have. You can always use a wall as a support. Okay, so now I'm going to bend one knee. Okay, and then my ankle, I'm going to turn toes in, and I'm going to straighten this knee, and I'm going to get toes out and bend my knee. Get my toes in, down, toes out, and up, toes in, down, toes up, and up. Now, opposite, we're going down by toes outward. Then we're going to turn in. We're going to raise up, turn outward, go down, and then turn inward and raise up. One last one. Turn outward, down, turn inward, and up, and relax. Okay, so let's change. One more, change side. So bend your knee, toes inward, and then straighten your legs, turn outward, bend your knee, turn inward, straighten your legs, outward, up, in, down, up, and bend your knee. Now we're going to go opposite, go down, toes outward, turn inward, and raise up, then turn outward, straighten your legs, turn inward, bend your knee, turn outward. One last one, down, turn inward, and bend your knee. Okay, relax. Okay, now we're gonna do ankle. So we're gonna have one leg forward slightly, and then keep everything tight. Point your toes, and then lift up, toes up, point your toes, and up. Then you start turning to a big circle using your toes. Only your ankles are moving, not your knee. So sometimes the knee is very capable, want to help. Then you're going to turn the opposite side. Okay, you can put your hand on the knee and see whether it has any movement. Okay, change side. You can do this in a sitting position, right? Point your toes again, and then toes up. Point your toes, toes up again. Point it, dorsiflex. Okay, fancy name. Now start to draw a circle, whatever direction, up to you. Again, you can put your hand on the knee. Make sure your knee doesn't move. Only the ankle joint moving. Okay, opposite direction. Are you breathing? I hope you are still breathing. Okay, before I move on, we are at the last part. I went through the knee and the ankle a little bit faster. Let's see. Okay, cool. Now, we're gonna work on the toes. So we'll be sitting down on the floor. Okay, right. This is an interesting part. Standing and doing this is much more easier. Easier than sitting down. So, but I know you guys will say, oh, what is this? It's so normal, right? So, okay, let's start with sitting down. Everyone, get your toes up. All your toes up. Okay, you don't have to open it. If you can open it, it's great. If not, it's fine. Then toes down. All toes up. All toes down. Hold on, let me adjust a little bit. Okay, now you can see me, all right? Toes up. Now, big toes down, big toes only. This is my favorite part. And then big toes up, big toes down, and big toes up. I wish I can see your face, guys. Big toes down and big toes up. Now big toes maintain up and the rest of the small toes down. You can look at your toes, you don't have to look at the camera. And then all toes up, all small toes down again, small toes up. One more time, small toes down. It's like a thumbs up using your toes. And then all toes up. Now, slightly more difficult. Pinky down, pinky up. Pinky down, and big toes down. 8. Yeah. Okay, big toes up, all toes up. Okay, now big toes down, big toes up, big toes down, pinky down. So you need to have 3 toes up here. All right, pinky up, big toes up. Okay, now we're gonna get pinky down, and then your ring toes down, and then middle toes down, second toes down, and big toes down. All right, all toes up, pinky down, ring toes down, middle toes down, second index toes down, and big toes down. All right, now big toes up, second toes up, middle toes up, the ring toes up, and pinky toes up. Okay, so now all toes down, big toes up, big toes down, big toes up. This is very easy. For some, not at all for some. Big toes up and big toes down. Okay, now we're going to do one more time. Big toes down, index toes down. This is harder. Then middle toes down, ring toes down, and then pinky down. Toes up, ring, index toes up, middle toes up, the ring toes up, and pinky up. All right, we're done. We are done. Okay. I wish I can see your face when you do the toes curls. All right, toes are very, very important. If your toes are mobile enough, it's very beneficial for your walking, hiking, running, standing, whatever it is. Yeah, we have less than a minute left. Actually, we time's up. So I hope you guys enjoy the session. You can always find us at CrossFit Lah. Just remember to make contribution to MERCY Malaysia. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you have a great weekend ahead. See you at 7:30. Bye.